Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League 4 bracket round 5 here with 0Practice versus Nova. We have Nova up first on the killer with their pick of Houndmaster here in Cold Tower 2 up against 0Practice survivors of Allied Yumiko Kizep and Good Khan. And we are off immediately finding some survivors here in the 12 o'clock area. First Yumiko and now Good Khan here running towards that 11 side. Possibly moving towards 10. Now opting to play this 4 lane at 11. We send out Snug. We get the bite and we'll be getting a very quick M1 here after a pallet break. Oh my. We're going to wait for them to break free for that hinder. And we are running Rapid Brutality. Alongside Pain Rust Erupt Corrupt, a very, very typical build here, and that's a very fast first down here by Stefa. We are also running Coconut and Barley Meal for that chase distance and chase speed on our Snug. Pain Rust hits the generator, Alkali incurs up, we're doubling, and that gets Stefa a very good position here early into this game. If we could stop this gen from popping, I think it would be absolutely disastrous, but they managed to get it with that double, but we will be getting a hit in exchange here as Kirzup takes an M1 here at the 3 side, and they're off towards 2 or 1 maybe, and we're going to go back to the hook here. We're probably looking to deny a free unhook. We want our survivors to have to work for this unhook or have to pay some sort of resource, whether it is health state or perhaps having to concede a whole hook state here onto Zarina, which it won't be ideal for our survivors this early into the game. But we are patrolling this hook. Houndmaster pretty good at defending against unhooks. A Snug could just bite a survivor and hold them and preventing them from unhooking. So they might need to send more than one person here as Good Khan will be going second very, very soon. We see Kirzup here on V coming into pull. They get bit. And I think with that, we might see a survivor go second. But we also know that they'll break free from Snug. We get the body block. And do they go second? They do! Oh my god. Stefa with the Houndmaster and Snug plays. Crazy. Oh, big stun by Kirzup. No, this, with the gen finishing, this puts us at 3 generators remaining. We see another survivor coming here for the pull. We'll get a tag here in exchange, proccing Rapid Brutality, giving us that 5% haste, the equivalent of Bloodlust 1 here, as we go and hunt down Zarina, running away with that endurance and that haste. An amazing for the people here in Shack by Kirzup. We will be taking a dog bite and a down here, however, and we are going to just proceed to slug and go back into chase, sending out the search command for that movement speed bonus alongside the 5% haste from Rapid. We're gonna go catch up with Good Khan here in the 3 o'clock tile. Will we get the tag? A little bit of red stain hiding here. And we are opting to move away towards 2, but I think this means we will be getting a tag here as Snug finds their mark, and we will be waiting for that hinder before hitting that M1. Oh, get the hinder, get the M1, 5% haste, tries to fake the window, but no, disaster! Snug cuts them off from the pallet, and Stefa here needs to get this down as 2 generators remain. We can see here Kirzup gets picked and another missed M1 disaster. Oh no! Aklai here takes the Snug for our lovely Zarina, and Good Khan makes their escape here towards main. That was a big hit take here by Alkali on Renato, giving Zarina an opportunity to play the main part of the map, which is which is a big safe loop here for our survivor. We have Yumiko also coming here to support the tunnel out. We have a body block here at the pallet. Snug not hitting anyone at all. Crazy. Get a bite. Oh my god, and a swing through. What? That's crazy. And with that, we will have our first sacrifice at 2 generators. My mistake. Caster's Curse, I apologize. 1 generator remaining. With Good Khan here being our first sacrifice to the entity. However, like, despite them going second, that was such an amazing play by all of our survivors. We had Kirzup coming in with a For the People at the not the pallet, at Shack, followed by Alkali coming in to hit take at 1, and then Yumiko coming in to support at main. All of that buying enough time for our survivors to get the 1 generator remaining. However, we do spot Tears Up off here. They are still broken from that for the people. Will we get a connection with Snug? No, we don't, as they make it around this TNL. Will we get an M1? They heal from second win. Oh, wait, no, not second win. Clean break. Sorry, Tori's perk. Oh my. Wait, that's big. Healing there is massive for the survivors. If Kirzep went down, that would have been another pain rest here. A lot more momentum for our killer, but now we have 3 healthy survivors entering the 1v3 here with 1 generator remaining. It's going to be pretty tough for Steffa right now. This is looking like a possible outs if the survivors play this really well. I mean, you know, Houndmaster isn't the crazy strongest killer, but yeah, it's amazing how much the survivors managed to lock in and turn the result around from what looked to be a very dire situation with Zarina going second fairly early into the match here at like three gens remaining. Now we're down to 1 gen remaining with 3 healthy survivors. No one's been hooked. Oh my. The thing with Rapid Brutality also is we don't have the ability to gain Bloodlust, which doesn't matter too much on Houndmaster, as we very often send Snug out, which removes our Bloodlust, but it does limit our opportunity to do that in case Bloodlust is a play. So I don't think on Houndmaster that matters too much. We are in chase now with Yumiko. They do have this pallet to play. We have Snug getting stuck. I love this. Steffa unfortunately did not feed Snug enough Snug treats, and they decided, I'm not vaulting that pallet actually. And then also Snug decides to get stuck on a box. Such is the life of Houndmaster, I'm afraid. We get the hit here on Yumiko, putting them in deep wound as they vault that window. Snug finally deciding, I want to vault the window. Oh. Will we get the connection? We do get the bite here. We'll get the down. Will a generator finish? Eruption hits both generators. We have both generators here looking to be maybe about 60 to 70% by my estimations. And the Pain Rush will be hitting one of them. But the question is that enough as both survivors are splitting those generators? The gen pressure here right now is very, very, very high. And our killer needs to get some momentum back on their side if they want to get more stages out of this game. We can see here Shaq is about to finish. Will they finish? Not quite. It's looking to be like 90%. We get the kick. Cheers up here, probably looking to pick Yumiko off the hook, then maybe double that mid-gen. As we can see here, the pull does happen. We have Snug chasing here in the 7. Gets the pallet stun on Snug, and Steffa punishing our Renato here for stunning the poor dog. This will potentially be a very, very big down here with the Pain Rest. But the problem is, you can see here, Yumiko is still injured, which extremely likely they are doubling that mid-gen. And any second now, I feel like it might pop. And as we see, there it goes, the gen pops, Akalai goes down. I wouldn't be surprised here if we take a basement hook to possibly secure 3 more stages, putting us at a potential 7-stage 3 fresh result. Which, I mean, on Houndmaster, I think is a pretty good result, not gonna lie. They can try to play for the unhooked basement, but it's a bit risky, right? You potentially are risking maybe 8-stage 4 fresh, maybe 8-stage 3 fresh, depending on who gets hooked, right? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if our survivors here decide we're taking the outs. And it's, Steffa's probably not gonna overcommit out of this shack area. We're just gonna be staying by shack. We're going to go and be looking for our survivors with our Snug. And the gates do open. The question is, will we see an unhook attempt? We've seen 0Practice pull off some crazy basement saves before. I still recall that blight set they had in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza where they got Cures Up out of basement. That was insane. But Yumiko here in edge map, letting Cures Up come into Shack, get the pull here. This is dangerous. Will they have enough? Cures Up is still in basement here. Uh-oh. This is danger as Cures Up here will be taking a hit. They did not quite wait for the snug slow as they do hear the gate in the gate at shack being opened. This is really risky. As like I said, they're risking an 8-stage 4 fresh instead of a 7-stage 3 fresh, which can be a decider here. As fresh hooks are quite important, especially on these matches where it's just stages. They get a heal on Alkali. Alkali might come here very quickly to try and bail Kirzep out of this predicament. Yumiko is also lurking here. It's very, very important that Kirzep is probably the worst person to go down here. We get the snug bite. I think with that, Kirzep makes it out. They succeed with the basement save. They're all gone. As the snug connects here. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League lower bracket round 5 here with 0Practice versus Nova. We are on our second game of our first set here with Houndmaster, this time with 0Practice playing the Houndmaster with Tritric here playing Houndmaster against Nova Survivors. And we have Meower, Dwight, Rasco, and Stefa here playing for Nova. And the win condition for Tritric here is 7-stage 4 fresh or 8 stages and a tie condition of 7-stage 3 fresh. We're gonna have to see how it goes. As it's Houndmaster, so it's like I said earlier, I think it's like up in the air who's gonna win this set. It's definitely can be anyone's game here. We get a bite here on Rasco, and Rasco just stands under the pallet, slams the pallet down on poor Snug, stunning our dog off of them, giving them the distance to play. However, this is Shack and the lower mid filler used, and we have a TNL here at 7. Will we get a tag? Yes! And there goes our first health state of the trial here on Rascal. We'll get the bite on Rascal! And will Rascal make the pallet? They do, but they drop on the wrong side! They go down, and that will be our first down of the trial. We have a slightly different build here. Instead of Pain Res, Erupt, Corrupt, Rapid, we have instead Pain Res, Ruin, Dragon's Grip, and batteries included. Very interesting perks here. Ruin, just like every time I use Ruin in my games, is gone immediately at 5 generators. But yes, I hope to see some Dragon's Grip value. It is very, very fun to see whenever we get some Dragon's Grip value. And as for our add-ons, I know we do have the unfortunate spectator bug of not being able to see the killer's power, but it is the same as last time with Barley and Coconut for that chase speed and chase distance. We do spot a survivor here. We spot Miara here on the 3, and we are going to enter a chase. Snub jumping the window with a wonderful fake by Arnia. He will be getting an M1, however, putting them in deep room, consuming that Hound Sense. And we'll send Snub. Will we get the bite? We get the bite! But will they make it around the pallet? No, they dropped the pallet, getting the stun on both Houndmaster and the dog. But unfortunately, they were not deep enough on one side, and it pulled them back. We did during this chase, however, we did get the pull on Rasco and got the reset, which delays our tunnel out slightly here as Agenda spot here at the 1 o'clock, now putting us at 4 generators remaining with 2 survivors on Fresh Hook. We have 2 Pain Rest charges left, And outside of that, 2 brain rest charges, our only regression is going to be dry kicks. We do have a bit of spice here with Dragon's Grip, so we might see some crazy Dragon's Grip shenanigans happen. But once the survivors identify that it's Dragon's Grip, it can be a bit tricky getting value from the perk. Rasco here in chase once again. Now in Shack. Snug vaults the window. Oh, but they do get the bite on the second charge. We will be taking an M1 here, not waiting for our survivor to wiggle free, opting to just take the immediate hit. We will be playing this Shack here. Our survivors are all working gens in the background. We can see here, Meowr here got pulled and reset. So it's looking like our tunnel out this game will be Rasco on Adam. But Rasco's having a phenomenal chase here, using this filler palette very well here. But at this point, it is just 50s. Will they win a 50? And if they do, will they have the space to make it to window? Unfortunately, no. They don't. They are unable to win a 50. And we will be seeing them put on Death Hook here with 4 generators, maybe 3 generators remaining, as we do have a lot of gen progress on the board. We are 3 hook stages in, and yeah, 3 generators remaining. We are 3 hook stages in, so we are 5 hook stages away from a win, or 4 hook stages and 2 fresh hooks away from a win. Another gen pops, 2 generators remaining. This puts the pressure here on Tree Trick here, as the gens are flying. However, we are in a pretty decent position to potentially secure a kill on Rasco. If the survivors here are not careful, we could see Snug deny and unhook like earlier, and potentially see a survivor die on the hook. But they are sending multiple people here, which is what you want to do against Houndmaster if she's very aggressively defending these hooks. We see Meowr here positioning alongside Steffa for the unhook onto Rasco. With 2 people here, Snug can only intercept 1. We get the tag on Ace, and they manage to successfully get a double unhook, which means that there's not going to be a slug here, but it looks like Tritrick here is going to go straight for Nia instead of Rasco. We get the Snug, but we don't quite connect. Snug missing the mark, and Meowr here getting this very good vault on this filler. It's up to them now to play this filler, maybe win a 50 or 2, and maybe make it the Shack window. Instead, we're going to opt to just run towards edge map, and we will be going down as we do and get Bloodlust 1 as well. We're going to be slugging our survivor here, potentially going back to this gen that they're working. We're going to send a search command for this movement speed. Maybe we could cut Ace off before they get to a strong resource. They do have this like Z gym, I guess, to work with. Oh, and we will be losing a mind game here in the rock, and Steffa will be going down. We now have 2 survivors, 1 survivor slug, 1 survivor momentarily going to be on hook, and 1 survivor that is injured and on death hook. With 1 generator remaining, we now have 3 stages on board. 3 fresh hooks on board. We need 1 more fresh hook and 3 more hook stages for a win here. Or 3 more hook stages for a tie. Another option is also 4 more stages without any fresh hooks. We are now in chase here with Meowr. If they're able to have a crazy chase, like this could potentially secure it for their team. But they also, if they don't want to tie, they have to make sure that everyone gets out here. Well, I guess except for Rasco. If Rasco dies on hook, that's just 1 more stage and they were fine. However, ooh, they go force the pull here. Probably seeing the last generator pop off of this pull. Or maybe not quite, as we do have survivors working the gen here at bottom mid. This puts us at 5 stages, 2 away from our tie. We will be engaging a chase, and Steffa, no, the big haste from the search command, catching Steffa off as they try to run around this pallet, this filler pallet. And we will be getting another hook, putting us at our 6 stages. At this point, our survivors need to be looking at finishing that last gen. They need... You know what? Like, my bad, they finished the last gen. It is very, very important here that everyone gets out. 1 more stage means a tie. And just like that, Nia goes down. looks like we're going to be slugging here. If we could find Dwight and like full commit a chase on them, this will be a potential win. Oh, okay. Looks like we're going to opt to leave. Not commit the chase here. We're gonna go pick, secure our tie, 7 stage 3 fresh. I assume our survivors are about to open the gate. We'll be seeing a tie here for our killer.
Extra jump for you, asshole.
Getting 7 stage 3 fresh. A very wonderful tie here on Houndmaster. What a close set. And with that, we will be moving to our next set, which is Mastermind on Wrecker's Yard. This time it is 0Practice's pick of killer here, so I'm very excited to see how they do. We've seen a lot of Mastermind this season, and it's always been a very fun time. But with that, we will get the next lobby sorted. I hope you guys are enjoying. And I just want to say, because this is a tie, we do get to see our tiebreaker. And let me tell you, our tiebreaker for this match is very spicy, as we have Huntress on Gideon Meat Plant with Forced Iridescent Head and Wooden Fox. So that's always a fun time. So we'll get our Mastermind set sorted, and then afterwards we'll be seeing a Huntress set. And I'll see you guys there. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4 lower bracket round 5 here with 0Practice versus Nova. We have 0Practice's pick here with Mastermind, with Yumiko playing Mastermind here on Wrecker's Yard for 0Practice against our Nova survivors of Rasco, Dwight, Mriauer, and Stefa. We do spot a survivor here in the shack area, and it's Mriauer here in chase. Ooh, alongside someone else. I do believe that might have been Rasco. We are going to go. Yeah, no, we do spot Rasco here and Dwight. And for our build here, we are running a almost very usual setup of Painrest Erupt Corrupto. However, usually we see batteries included, but instead we usually see Brutal Strength, but instead we have batteries included. Alongside our add-ons of Jeweled Beetle and I believe the Loose Crack, which is the move speed of Hurl and Bounce. Ooh, pallet drop here. As we do swing into that pallet. Rasco here in chase. Will we get the hit? Oh, not quite! I honestly thought we were going to get a slap on the pallet vault there. And we do have a very, very nice crane spawn here instead of buses. And we get the drop. No Brutal Strength means that our survivor gets a bit extra distance out of this break, making it to this filler. A gen pops in the background as Yumiko comes with round number 2, but it does not connect. Rasco has another filler to play. We're gonna go break here. A bit of a zoning break. But unfortunately for Yumiko, we have another pallet to play. And this time it's one of these like L pallets, which is fairly decently strong. And this will be looking like our down here. Yes, as we get a short swing on the pallet fall. And I believe we might see another generator pop in the background. Maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I mean, Painrest will probably hit. Yes, it does. This will buy a lot more time here for Yumiko. I mean, we potentially will see it. There's probably another generator here with a decent amount of progress, as I think that first gen likely was doubled. We do get the eruption on the gen there. And a thing to note, the first gen that was finished was Shack, so it was almost certainly doubled. But that means we have our wonderful, wonderful batteries value whenever we walk through the mid of the map here. And we do see the gen at 7 here with a decent amount of progress. And for all of our wonderful international viewers out there that are not from OCE, I do use the OC clock for this map, which is Carpile is 7, and then we have Deep 6 and Deep 12 instead of Deep 3 and Deep 9. We will be getting a swing here onto Dwight, popping our eruption, getting a down, and putting our second survivor on, getting our second fresh hook of the trial, getting our second pain rest of the trial also, possibly. And Yumiko here slowly getting some momentum back after that very strong first chase by Rasco. We do see the gen here at 7 is about 25%. It looks like we're going to eruption it. Yes, we will. Putting eruption on that gen at 7. We see Deep 6 generator at 75%. This was likely the Jan. That was Pain Rest. And we have a survivor here. It is Mirour here on Nia. Oh, we get the window vault. Will we get a connection off of this? Oh, they do have a pallet to play. But this isn't the safest pallet. Oh. Not quite. A very good dodge. Oh. No, Nia, look out! Unfortunate, as they did think that Wesker was doubling back off of that. And we will be getting it down. Oof, very well played by Yumiko there. And Pain Rest will connect, likely hitting that gen at deep 6. And I believe that was gen at deep 12 that finished. So that puts us at 3 generators remaining. We have 3 stages on the board, 3 fresh hooks, no tunnel out yet, and 3 Pain Rest charges spent. We need to, I think at this point, right, we need to be looking at putting a survivor on death. If we do spot Stefa, which is our final fresh hook survivor, like, I guess if we down and hook Stefa, right, that would be another Pain Rest use. But at the same time also, right, we are stuck in this 1v4 situation for quite a while. A beamer happens. We have Champion of Light here with that 20% hinder, slowing Wesker down to a crawl, getting that blind through the sunglasses of his. Perhaps he needs to go invest in a new pair of shades. They didn't quite stop that beamer blind. But we did lose. Well, I'm not sure if Yumiko lost or decided to drop, but we are now no longer chasing Story. Instead, we will find Miaur here getting a hit through that vault. Oh my. A thing to note is they are still infected here by Ouroboros, which after a while we may see them go fully infected, which applies that nasty 4% hinder to our survivor. Will they make the pallet? Jan finishes 2 gens remaining. They only have 1 charge, but they don't make it. They don't quite make it around. And we will be getting a pick and a hook here. Ooh, very scary walking into that pallet, not gonna lie. Will we see a basement hook? It is looking like a basement hook. We have Rasco here in the shack. I wonder if, maybe if Rasco took a hit there, they could have wiggled off. It would have been close. But we are going to go now and have a potential tunnel out with Miaur here on second hook here. 2 generators remaining. There is a decent amount of gen prog on the board here. So I'm not sure if we will be seeing a 4K. This is, I think we're going to see high stages, at least. Unless the survivors pull some incredible chases. Very good bound there. Getting Rasco hit, getting them infected, getting more survivors infected with Ouroboros. Another gen here with very good prog. We can see it is Stefa, as we can see pools of blood on the ground. We're just kind of patrolling here. Another potential outcome here is that they are unable to rescue Miaur from basement, putting us in a 1v3 with 1 generator remaining. However, the gen spread is not the most optimal, and with the gen prog on the board, it is looking a bit dicey. Okay, it's looking like for sure Nia is not getting saved back from basement here. And we leave and enter chase here with Tori. Nia is sacrificed to the entity here. Our first sacrifice, 1 generator remaining, and Stefan does go down, hitting Eruption, and much more importantly, getting Pain Res. But our gen spread is looking rather rough with the generator, I believe, at deep 6, and a generator here all the way at 2. It's going to be a tough defend here. We're looking around at 11. I think Yumiko thinks they probably saw a survivor here, or assumes a survivor is here. However, we don't really find anyone, and we're going to go check on our generator, running towards 6 here. We do. Oh! Adam jump scare. Oh my. And it looks like we're going to go erupt that generator at 6 as they get the pulling back on. We're also going to take away this filler at 6. That is probably not the best vault the survivors could have done there, but hey, it happens. we will be putting Rasco now on Death Hook, and this does give us an opportunity to possibly turn the game into a 2v1 when Rasco gets pulled, if they get pulled. Our generators, however, have regressed a decent amount here. We do spot Stefa playing this tile at 8. We'll be taking an M2. Yep, an M2 thrown at the wall with Jewel Beetle. Will we get a 2-tap? No, they still have the pallet. However, Yumiko successfully reads where they're going, and we will be getting a forced locker pull here. This allows Dwight here to go pull Rasco off of that hook a bit safer. And we will be putting Stefa here onto second stage, putting 2 survivors here on that hook. Yumiko has been really recovered the momentum here. That pain rest charge spent on Stefa has gotten so much value. Hitting that gen that was very, very progressed, making sure it doesn't finish. And with these pretty quick chases here in our later portion of the game, this potentially could turn into a very fast 4K1 here for our killer. We get the down. Will we slug? Likely. We do see Tori pull. And I think due to that pull, we're going to see a pick here. And we're going to turn it into 2v1. We're going to take away this pallet first, however. And our survivors are probably going to try and finish a generator or get the reset. They do have that generator at the 2 o'clock that they could have been working on. So that could have some progress here. But at this point, unless a generator is going to pop very, very soon, in a 2v1, it's extremely difficult to get a gen to pop, especially when one of the survivors is injured. Oh my, we are committing. And that will be, I think, a 4K0 as we do get the tag there on Stefa at... Oh. Yeah, that's a 4K0. Very well played for our survivors, getting that last generator done. Oh my, I think that time that Yumiko spent there to destroy the pallet got our survivors enough time to finish that generator. I think they were unaware that the generator was that much progressed. And we'll be seeing poor Tori here get worried. It's some would say it's Weskin time. And that will conclude our first game of our second set here with a 4K0 for Yumiko and 0Practice. This puts our Nova killer at a win condition of 4K1 and a tie condition of 4K0. And just like Hound Master earlier, I think it's a 50-50. We've seen Weskers get stages. We've also seen Westers get 4Ks. On average, it's kind of almost an even split between 4Ks and stages. So I think it's anyone's game. A 4K1 is definitely on the table, but I mean, this is 0Practice's set. Their survivors will be practiced. Despite their name, I'm sure they have more than 0Practice on this. And Nova's killer will have to lock in to take this if they want to take the set. And so we'll get that lobby set up for you guys, and we will get to see what the result of this next game will be. And I'll see you guys in a bit. Second set here with Mastermind, and we have Stefa here playing for Nova here against 0Practice's survivors with Good Khan, Yumiko, Aklai, and Kirzep back at it again. We have a win condition of 4K1 here for Stefa and a tie condition of 4K0 on the Mastermind. So very interested to see how this will turn out. We have our first chase here happening fairly quickly as we spot Kirzep on V here. We're looping this bus. And we do get the pallet down. This isn't the safest bus. And unfortunately, we do get the bound, but it does not connect with the tree. Yep, Wesker. I swear. We do miss the second bound here. And we are going to enter chase into Shaq here as we see Dwight, Yumiko here, finesse vault that window. And we are going to enter chase. Oh no, we don't quite get the hit on the window or the window vault. Oh my, that Shaq gen is getting quite progressed here. Here's up here, spraying and clearing that Roboros infection. Corrupt intervention ending very momentarily here. And we do get that slam. And for our add-ons, we are once again using the same as with the Crank and Jewel Beetle. So, two very common add-ons we see here on our Wesker sets. First generator does pop, and I don't know, this is looking like a very strong start here for our survivors here on 0Practice. Ooh, Yumiko loses that 50, and we will be getting it down. We'll be breaking the pallet, and potentially getting a pain res right after. But a gen does pop, and a beamer does not connect. We get the Tekken Alkali. No Alkali, that's a hook. Pain rest does go through. I wonder if that pallet break cost that pain rest not hitting that gen. But we are at 3 generators remaining. We're entering it with a hooked survivor and an injured survivor and 2 healthy survivors. I mean, at this point, I still think it's a very good position here for our 0Practice survivors. Steffa has to get a bit of pressure here, and it's good that they do have an injured survivor going into this. If we could get a quick down here on Alkali, it'll be very good. But unfortunately, we connect with the rock with bound number 2, not quite getting that hit, and that gives Alkali the space to make Shack Pallet, which they don't drop. A very, very greedy Renato here. Playing around this generator, getting that window vault. Very well played, honestly. And it looks like we did get the reset here on Yumiko, and they do clear with that spray. We know that they are still deep 6, and we do spot Good Khan here on Serena, playing around this 8 jungle gym. The pallet is still down, and we will be breaking that. We do have Brutal Strength here alongside Pain Rest, Erupt, and Corrupt Intervention. A very, very typical Wesker build. And we get the slap on the window vault. Very, very good here. We do get that injure, and we will be taking away Shack Pallet now. But this lets Good Khan here get a bit of distance, allowing them to make that 9 o'clock long wall gym. We get the pallet vault, but they do have this. Do they make it? No, and they go down, and Kirza finishes a generator in the background, putting us at 2 generators remaining. Oh my, the pressure is on here for Steffa. We have two fresh ships, 2 stages and 2 fresh here. And all our survivors have to do is get a single survivor out of the exit gates, and and that will be the set for them. Or finish all the gens to get a survivor out the hatch. But it's very important that they finish all the gens for that win condition. We do get the pull here, and we are near that hook, so we could potentially opt to try and tunnel Good Khan here. But once again, we have this pallet to play, and I think this is one of the safer filler pallets on this map. We do get the vault. And we get the break here with Brutal. They do have a tile here to play a TNL, but we do catch them with bound number 2 around the corner, unable to make it to that L part of the TNL, and we will be putting Zarina here onto our second stage, potentially marking them as our tunnel out for the match. A gen does pop, and we are in very close here to our end game, as I do believe another gen should be quite progressed. Oh, and a gen does pop in the background as our survivors manage to get to 0 generators remaining, and with 3 stages on the board to get a tie here, our survivors really need to our killer really needs to get like some slugs going at this point. I think you need to get like a bunch of 2 taps, and it's looking bleak for our Nova killer here. But we still have our next set. We still have our Huntress, and we still have a Houndmaster, as our Houndmaster was a tie with both 7 stage 3 fresh results. Our survivors here getting the gate open, and that pretty much means if one of those survivors walk out the gate, this will be the set for Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4 Lower Bracket Round 5 with 0Practice versus Nova. We are on our tiebreaker set, our first game of that tiebreaker set, with Nova on the killer up first, with Stefa back at it once again for Nova on our Huntress in Gideon Meat Plan. And as we can see here, we are undetectable from Wooden Fox. We are also forced to run Iridescent Hatchet, so we have that insta-down single hatchet every time, and we are forced to reload after a single throw. For our build, we do have Ruin, Corrupt, Pain Rest, Agi. Agi, I think, a very solid perk here. We're going to go throw that hatchet, get that reload for that undetectable. And we did see a survivor, I believe it was Goodkhan, dropping down into that bathroom area. Our survivors, we do know someone is somewhere around top mid here, and we hear a generator being worked on. We see several scratch marks here, and we do catch our survivor. Ruin is now going to take into effect. We're going to get the down here on Yumiko. What a throw! Not a place for Yumiko to dodge in that very narrow staircase. Pain Rest taking effect here, regressing those generators in the background when our survivors let go. We get that hook, we get our Pain Res, and this sets up Stefa here for a very solid start on the Huntress. Oh my, we get another reload, putting us back into undetectable. We're going to be looking for another survivor here for another potential insta-down. A thing to note, right, in this set, it can be a bit dangerous to go for a late unhook, as Huntress can insta-down your unhooker with a hatchet. They do take Ruin away, however. Will we get a down here? A very good dodge here by Goodkhan, and we'll be taking an M1 instead. That was big. If they did get down there, it would be disaster for our survivors. What a wonderful dodge by a survivor. And we do see Kirzep here on V, running up mid. Will we see a dodge as well? Very good patience from Stefa. Will we get a hit? A crouch! And we get the down onto Kirzep. And they get the pull in the background as we do spot Goodkhan here pulling. Will they make the vault on a 4.4 killer? They will. If that was a 4.6 killer, I'm sure they die there. But 4.4. Yep. We do have undetectable just ending right now, and we do spot Yumiko trying to rescue Kirzep there from that slugged condition, and we will be entering chase with them. Looping this filler at 4.4 is probably not the best. We see another survivor there. I think it's Goodkhan picking Kirzep up off the ground, getting them back into the game. We get Bloodlust 1. And we will be continuing to M1 chase Yumiko here. And Yumiko will get that pallet drop and drop down. And we do have this very weird TNL to play, I think. This is like a weird TNL. I don't know, it feels weird for me because there are walls on the outside, but it is pretty much a TNL. We're gonna get a reload here, getting undetectable, ending our Bloodlust. Will we get a hatchet down? We do get a pallet. We do miss the hatchet. Yumiko is kind of juicing right now, not gonna lie. Stefa here is, I think, forced to drop, as this is a lot of time commitment here. And this will be giving our survivors a lot more pressure. It looks like, what do you call that? Kirzep and Goodkhan here are opting to play injured, which is fair. Against this killer, being healthy isn't much better than being injured. I guess you are quieter and you can stealth easier. But like with insta-down hatchets, right? You're probably, like, you know, doesn't really matter. This staircase, I think, might be death for our survivors. As you start going up there, it's extremely difficult to dodge a hatchet. Like, there's not really much you can do. You can't. If you keep going up, you'll get hit. If you keep going down, you get hit. Moving left or right. If she amps at the center, will hit you either side. Oh my, very dangerous staircase there to be. If you are going up there, I think that the survivors do need to be at the top by the time Huntress is readying that hatchet. But this puts the Huntress in a fairly decent position. 2 stages on the board, three generators. Will we get a hit? Oh no, we're not gonna commit that. A thing to note as well, right, is that this is Gideon Meat Plan, and it's like we've seen this killer on this map this season. We've seen her get stages. We've seen a couple of 4Ks. So it's kind of like a toss-up, a bit like Wesker, but I think it's leaning on the stages angle. So just getting as much hook stages as you can is generally pretty good. What a duck by by Kirs up there. And it looks like because we spent our hatchet, we sent Alkali here to come and pull Good Khan, and we will be getting that hook trade. Oh my, we're gonna go get a reload here, and I think we're going to maybe take another pain rest. I wouldn't be surprised if Stefa here opts to take a pain rest, though they might be a bit wary of a pallet save potentially. However, with all the survivors injured, right? Like, it's probably not. Like, you'll probably hear them if they try. A gen pops in the background, putting us at 2 generators remaining. With 1 pain rest left on the board, Ruin being cleansed, it limits our gen regression here to basically only dry kicks, and if we down Kirs up here, our last pain rest stack. Will we get the hatchet hit? Not quite, as Yumiko manages to dodge the hatchet. And we will be dropping this to, I think, go back to the hook potentially. Oh, no, we're gonna go reload, I think, down here. We're gonna be entering undetectable. Potentially, we could try to double back and sneak up on a survivor. Though our survivors should be able to communicate where the killer is. They're pretty locked in. Oh! Akalai, look out! My bad, Caster's Curse. I am sorry, 0Practice survivors, as there was a bit of undetectable value there, as our survivors, I think, lost track of where the killer was. And we will be getting another hook here, putting our survivor on Death Hook. This puts us at 4 stages and 3 fresh hooks. With 2 generators remaining, I think this, like, if we could get Alkali out and we could hold a pretty solid, like, gen spread, I think it's very doable here to get higher stages and potentially a 4K1. But they have to make sure they don't lose any of the... Oh no. Undetectable value this game, I fear, for our survivors. As Kizap runs into Stefa coming up the stairs. Oh no, and we do send another survivor to try and pull, however they are injured. This is not looking good here for our 0Practice survivors. Stefa has gotten a lot of momentum with these downs and slugs. Oh, not quite, as we do hit the box. We go back here to this hook. Like, we have Yumiko here threatening a pull. They pick Kirzap up. Yumiko's threatening a pull here. They do have, I believe, Clean Break active. So if they're able to get that heal right as they come into pull, that'll be very good. Stefa here needs to get the down quickly before they reset. Oh, and they do get the reset. What a play by Yumiko. Second win. Not second win. Clean Break. My bad, I always mix those two up. Giant Clean Break value. And we'll be putting a survivor on the hook here. And we will be getting our 5th stage of the trial. Oh my god, what Clean Break value was. That was crazy. Very well played by Yumiko. Potentially game-winning play there by Yumiko. Very, 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 very good stuff. And I mean, it's a bit rough there for Stefa, right? Because they're a 4.4 killer, they didn't have a hatchet, so they can't really threaten Yumiko too much, as they did have a pallet to play. We do spot Kirzap here. We will be potentially getting a down. No! What a dodge by Kirzap! Allowing a generator to finish. This other generator is looking very progressed, so we will be kicking it. Stefa here needs to down Yumiko for that pain res and that 4th fresh hook. Not Yumiko, sorry, Kirzap. Yep. But it is looking a bit rough here with Yumiko recovering that for their team. It puts the survivors here in such a strong position coming out of that slug and hook situation with 2 injured survivors. We have Agi, so we could pretty much make most hooks here, but I don't think there's a pain rest hook nearby. We'll opt the regular hook clears up here, and we are near that active generator, so that's at least a upside. Despite the lack of pain rest here, we can kind of proxy the hook and the generator, but the other generators do have quite a bit of progress. We can see here the generator at the bottom is at 75%. We are in chase now once again with Yumiko, and I think we're just gonna opt to kick the generator. Yes, as they do pull Kirzap. We do hear as well Zarina upstairs. But we're gonna opt to reload really quickly here, refreshing our undetectable. Ideally, if Stefa's able to make the survivors lose track of them once again, this would be extremely good for them. We do spot our survivors here. Will we get a down? What a dodge! We'll be taking... Oh, I was gonna say we'll be taking an M1 down here and Kirzap, but Alkali coming in, circling around, taking that M1 for our survivor. for RV. That was such a good play there. Here's up here taking a hit for taking a potential insta down hit for Alkali injured, and then Alkali coming around to take that M1 for the injury while healthy. That was very good teamwork by our survivors. Also, a little cheeky mirror delusion there on V. As the Huntress here is a pretty low tier killer, so there's not a lot of available perks. However, we do run into Zarina. Oh no, as Goodkan takes it down here. Undetectable value. We could see Yumiko lurking around, potentially coming here to save. Will we get a pick here? Looks like we will, and this will secure us a 4-stage 7 fresh at the moment, potentially a 4-stage 8, sorry, a 8-stage 4 fresh if our survivors leave. Which, I mean, against this, I wouldn't be surprised if they leave. We're looking at insta down hatchets like Eerie Head. Surely they leave here. I don't think this is worth a single hook stage to risk this, because like worst case scenario, right? They go back to save. Kirzep gets downed, and then that's an extra stage they're conceding. And absolute worst case scenario is they don't even get the rescue on Goodkan, and then they concede 3. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League lower bracket round 5 here in our season 4 match of 0Practice versus Nova. We have our tiebreaker here, our second game of our tiebreaker with Good Con for 0Practice playing killer against our Nova survivors of Meower, Dwight, Rasco, and Stefa. Uh, oh no. Sorry. Dwight coming out of the locker. But yes, we have a win condition of. Sorry, I just got stunned by that. We have a win condition of 9 stages and a tie condition of 8-stage 4 fresh here. And we have gotten our first stage here with a Pain Res hook hitting our generator. Undying, dying in the background. Not living up to its name. Holy hell, Good Con. What a flick onto Stefa. And this is looking to be a very strong game for them. They are running Undying Ruin, Pain Res with batteries included, and our 2 forced add-ons of Iridescent Head and Wooden Fox for insta down hatchets and are undetectable. Batteries included on this map, I definitely rate. Like, it's a very sometimes can be very hard to see value perk, like that 5% haste. Sometimes it can be a bit difficult to see whether it got value or not. But hey, it's Bloodlust 1. It helps. It puts our Huntress at 4.6 here, which allows them to potentially get some M1s that they wouldn't otherwise. And on a map like Gideon Meat Plant, it makes it so that our killer here is able to proc that batteries from gens that are completed above or below them, which gives it a lot more effectiveness and efficacy compared to a map that's not 2 stories. However, we are threatening a Dwight on second stage at 5 generators here. Oh my. What a start here. We could hear a generator being worked on up top. We could see it is about 90%. Will it finish? We see Tori get picked. I believe it was a person on the gen that picked Tori. Ruin taking into effect here. This is big Ruin value here as it starts regressing that gen. That was like 90% prog. And we will be getting Not a down. Oh my god. What a play by Mirar there. A bit of a little falling spin. Like honestly, I thought they were going to die there from that heavy stagger from the fall, but no, they run into the killer, and the killer can't like look straight down. As an unknown player, I can emphasize with our killer here, unable to look straight down to hit the survivor. Oh my. But with Dwight on second stage, this is looking scary, right? We could definitely see a 1v3 happening very soon here as we do enter chase here with Dwight. Dwight has to make this chase last. They have to get big value. Oh my. If they got hit at that window vault, that would have been absolutely crazy. Good Khan is a bit clean with their Huntress. Oh my, very, very strong. It looks like we're going to elect to drop here. Instead, we're going to look for our survivors, potentially catching some of them off. Like Rasko here, and Rasko does go down. Oh no! And this will be our second stage of the, second fresh hook of the trial, our third stage, as Dwight did go second on their hook. See a survivor running around over there. Will we catch them with an insta-down hatchet? I don't know. I've been really enjoying Good Khan's hatchets. They've been on point this game. Almost hit there onto Mirar, able to turn the corner just in time to avoid the hit. And they are off, and looks like they went upstairs here, working on the generator. Uh-oh. Will we get them? What a dodge. And we'll be taking an M1, I think, here, likely. And that puts all of our survivors injured. We see more scratch marks here, and I think we're going to see a survivor pull. Oh no, did Good Khan not see the scratch marks? They do get the pull, and they manage to get Rasko out. Right now, it's very imperative, I think, for our survivors to make sure that Dwight does not get spotted. They need to keep this a 4v1 for as long as possible, considering the start of this game. If Dwight goes down and gets sacrificed here, putting us in a 3v1 at 4 generators is going to be rough. Oh my, Good Khan coming from the top ropes with that lunge, downing Stefa here on Tori, working away at the generator, and we'll be taking another pain rest here, putting our third fresh hook here on the trial, getting 4 stages in, putting us 5 more hook stages away from our win condition. And this is looking like such a good lead here for Good Khan. The survivors still not having cleansed Ruin is such a big thing as well. Ruin is putting in quite a bit of work for our survivors. We do have Miaur here in chase, having to leave that generator once again. Oh my. And as the survivors finish generators as well, this gives a bigger and bigger range for batteries included to get that haste bonus. Ruin does go here, making it so that we have lost our passive regression. Now, all of our regressions have to come from either dry kicks or our final pain rest hook here on Nia. We are going to be readying a hatchet just in case the survivor comes to unhook, and it looks like we'll be securing another stage here onto Stefa, putting 2 survivors at death hook at 4 generators remaining, giving us 5 stages and 3 fresh hooks on the board. With at the moment, if we're able to hook Miaur, we do throw the hatchet there as we did want to reload, connecting with Stefa on the hook. With 5 stages on the board, right? This puts us 4 stages away from our win. And if we hook Miaur, that puts us at 3 stages away from our tie. Rasko does go down here, and we are going back to Stefa. Will we catch an unhooking survivor? Not yet. Honestly, it's looking quite bleak here for our survivors, with our 2 survivors both injured. We have a slug. Stefa very close to dying on hook here. I would think like 25 more seconds left on their hook timer. They do pick Rasko fairly quickly though. At this point, I think Miaur here is playing for the pick. That's probably Dwight working away at the generator. it's a bit scary here. Our survivors are probably looking to try and pressure this unhook, but with insta down hatchets and both survivors being injured, so they're also able to get M1. It is very scary. Another generator pops in the background. Two generators remaining as we secure another stage here, putting us at six stage and three fresh. This is two stages away from our sorry, three stages away from our win, and two stage and one fresh hook away from our tie. And with two generators remaining, I honestly think this is very doable, especially if we catch Rasco out. Oh my, undetectable value. And we will be taking another stage here, putting us at 7 stage, 3 fresh. And we will be catching another survivor here in chase. We do spot Riauer here. And if we get the down here, this puts us at 8 stage 4 fresh, giving us our tie. We do get the down, and it's up to Dwight here to try and recover. We're going to throw on Hatchet and reload to get undetectable. They do get the pull off of this reload, however. Will we catch a survivor? If we down Dwight and then enter chase with Rasco, it's pretty much over. But I think at this point, like, I think the safe play here is for Goodcon is to go and hook Nia, securing that tie condition. Alongside securing the tie condition, we will also be getting a pain res, and that's big. This puts even more gen regression. Our final bit of non-regular gen regression here. From this point on, our gen regression will be just dry kicks, but in a 1v3 with two survivors on death hook and injured, it can be a bit scary. We do hear our survivor working away at the top there. A pull happens. It looks like we're going to opt to go for a survivor on the generator, perhaps. We do catch Rascal off here, and we will be getting the M1 down, and that will put us in a 1v2 here, and will also secure the set, as well as the match here for our killer here, playing for 0Practice, giving us a 9-stage fresh result currently. And which means 0Practice will be continuing through the lower bracket, and unfortunately, Nova will be eliminated. However, again, this late into the tournament, all of the teams have done such a phenomenal job, and I do hope to see a Nova will come back later, in the future. Like, I would love seeing them again. Honestly, big fan of Nova. They've been such a pleasure to work with, and cast for, and watch play. Like, yeah. And we will be getting the down here on Dwight, and it's just up to Mirour now. The only survivor standing, injured, however, so stealthing may be a bit difficult here. We do throw a hatchet, and we will be reloading. We see a noise notification. We know that they're up there. Will they get a pick before before Huntress comes back? And it's not looking likely. Oh, yeah, okay, no, it's just conceding. And that will be a 4K2 here for Goodcon. Very well played. Amazing stuff here from both teams. Like, honestly, the Houndmaster set tying 7 hooks, 3 fresh was honestly from both sides. That was very, very good. Like, both sides played that really well, and like 0Practice really showed us like why Mastermind is their pick. And we'll be seeing poor Dwight here get moried by Huntress, and that will be concluding our match here with 0Practice taking it 2-0. Thank you all for being here. And I hope you had fun, especially with the Huntress set with very different add-ons from what you usually see Huntress ran in comp. But yes, thank you all for being here. I'm Malay and Zed, and I'm one of the owners here in Blood Rush League. If you guys want to keep in touch with seeing our match schedules and all that, please check out our Discord. If you follow us on Twitch, you'll get notifications when we go live. And if you do want to watch previous matches, or perhaps your favorite team had a match that was run offline,